And welcome back to Florida Powerboat Club on YouTube. Your producer, Ryan McCoy, and your host, Stu Jones, here in the Pompano Beach studio. Guys, thanks for your support and your loyalty on our channel here. The Florida Powerboat Club now at 40,700 followers. Wow, that's incredible. As we keep pushing forward to get that number up closer to 50,000, tell all your friends about the club and about our great video content here on the Florida Powerboat Club channel. And back to you now with episode number 5, feature coverage of that Key West offshore poker run, the epic Super Bowl, as they call it, of poker runs throughout the country. 31 years now celebrating with our Florida Powerboat Club members. So let's jump to it, and before we get started, let's thank our sponsors. Our presenting sponsor for the FPC 2023 series of events is MURCI Racing, celebrating 50 years of Wide Open. And by these sponsors, in alphabetical order: Big Thunder Marine, Blackwater Boats, Cigarette Racing Team, Concept Boats, Deep Impact Custom Boats, Doug Wright Power Boats, Fountain Power Boats, Midnight Express Boats, Nortech High Performance Boats, Performance Boat Center, Plantation Boat Mart, SD Marine Group Isla Morada, along with Statement Marine, our local performance boat builder from right here in the Tampa Bay area. And to get you guys all up to speed, we are on Thursday morning. That's the third departure day of this Key West offshore event back in Miami, as we get started now on Thursday morning with another segment of Poker Cards Dockside. We've got the lovely FPC girls handing off the cards and a lot of fun-loving teams pulling up to the dock. Let's start saying hi to some of our club members. And we've got the entire team assembled here at the Grove Harbor dock on this beautiful Thursday morning as Anthony Bertozzi pulls up to the dock with his 38-foot Mystic, and first mate Kathy on board grabbing the first card with that super cool outfit. Love the hat. And we've got a combination of team members here from Virginia and from Tennessee. That's Mike Fuquay at the helm driving this 38 Mystic with Quad Mercury Racing 300s. Now let's say hi to Tori Robeson all the way from Minneapolis. Also has a condo here in Miami because he loves this Florida boating lifestyle, and he's been enjoying most of that time in a cigarette. This is his third one. He's owned a 38, a 42X, but seems to be loving this 39 gun with Twin Mercury Racing 700s. And of course, it's the lovely Kendall and Melissa handing off the cards today here at Grove Harbor. And a very special welcome to first-timers Michael Montaigne and his crew from Delaware. And a very lovely first mate grabbing that card. Seems like she's got her sea legs on this 38-foot Nortech. Guys, a very, very rare Nortech. Don't see any of these around. This one has been restored to an incredible condition here. Love the paint and the updated interior. And it's time for some old school offshore, guys, as we catch up with Scott Polio and his first mate, Caitlin Polio, in the Chief. It's a 41-foot Apache, 89 vintage. Wow, over 30 years old, twin 1100s. Just an amazing boat, and love to see these old school Apaches showing up on our poker runs. Takes a lot to maintain and keep one of these boats running, so big thumbs up to Scott for bringing this incredible machine to the poker run. And it's another first time for this team with this Hustler 34. It's Chris Smith from Pennsylvania. It's a 34 Cheetah with big power, Twin Mercury Racing 700s. Not a lot of these in the club, and I always mistake these Cheetahs for 388 Slingshots. Very similar styling, and from the same builder, Hustler. And the lovely Kendall looking off in the yonder. I don't know, maybe her ship is coming in. So let's say hi to Nancy Wall, first mate here on this 36 Skater. Of course, husband Dan Wall at the helm in Team Walnuts. They're from Wilmington, North Carolina, and they've had a lot of boats since they joined the club 2 or 3 years ago. This 368 Skater, new to the fleet. And once again, a regular on these events, Andrew Rocco from New Hampshire here in this MTI 390X Team Time Conscious. And now a special welcome to Team Midnight Express. This is the factory team led by the Energizer Bunny herself, Hagen Glazer, and her first mate there. Getting ready to grab the card, of course, Eric Glazer, hubby, at the helm, and of course he's the Co-owner of Miami-based Midnight Express boats, along with his brother Harris, a 43 Midnight Express model. It's a Solstice. You can see the extended forward cabin. Beautiful interior. The colors match perfectly. 12-foot beam, lots of seating, and 5 Mercury Racing 500Rs. Guys, it doesn't get much better than that. And now let's welcome the lovely Rachel Garnett, first mate on this MTI 390X Team 311. Of course, her hubby, Ryan Garnett, at the helm. They're loving this 390X, enjoying this boat for now a few months since they took delivery. They came all the way from Texas to join us. And let's say hi to Poker Run regulars. In fact, they're veterans now, done this event several times. John Stella and his crew from New York and this 39-foot Nortech. They've had it for now probably 3 years. Seem to be really loving the boat. It's got triple Mercury Racing 400Rs. Having a little trouble today with the bow thruster, I think, to get the boat in position. But somehow they reached out and got the card, and away they go, heading to the Nortech Owners Lunch in Key Largo. And another team who have done this rodeo before, it's Christian McCauley, his first mate Andrea, as the ladies reach out together. Oh, teamwork, I love it, to grab that poker card. Another beautiful Midnight Express 43 Solstice model, very similar in some ways to the one we just saw. That's a lot of cylinders on the back of that Midnight. And now let's say hi again to Ryan Harris. Seems to love this event. Team Dispatched is a 35-foot DONZI. He's done this event many years and keeps coming back and putting on a great show. This DONZI runs fantastic. It's got some big 600s. They sound like 1000s. Just listen in as he goes by the dock. And it's another seasoned veteran, originally from Chicago, now from Florida. This is David Thatcher in Team Leo FORE. He's done this event 11 years in a row. But the 10 previous years, well, those were in a Deep Impact 36. Had the same boat for all of those years and made it work. But you know what? When you got a big crew and you got to keep the ladies happy, so yep, time to move up in the world. And this is a big move up to this 42-foot MTI Quad Mercury Racing 450Rs. But enough about the boat. How about this crew? These two lovely ladies in their matching yellow bikinis. Check out how they color coordinate with the boat. Pick up that yellow graphics in the seating and the upholstery on the boat. And even that dude's got a yellow tank top. Cool. Matching yellow FPC decal, matching engine cowlings. Uh-oh, Captain. 5 points up for not wearing a yellow shirt, Dave. Come on, you want to win that Best Dressed Team Award. And now let's say hi again to Jeff and Judy Thompson with their MTI 390X. They've been busy with the poker run circuit. They joined us for the Emerald Coast Poker Run just a couple of months earlier. What a beautiful ride for them with Twin Mercury Racing 450Rs. Amazing turnout for MTI with over 40 registered teams on this event. And also, it's been a great showing for Outer Limits, even though there is not a factory team registered or entered in the event. I know guys like Brian Forehand are responsible for having good representation for the Outer Limits brand, especially with this big 52 Marker 17 Marine. It's powered by Mercury Racing 1350s, which is why you're not going to hear a lot of rumble at the dock. Those engines are super quiet. And now we're going to fast forward about 45 minutes now as we arrive in Key Largo here at the Sundowners lunch stop for the Nortech owners. Of course, we've got a lot of boats over at Gilbert's right now. When we showcased that in our last episode, just an amazing number of boats on that dock. But here at the Nortech Owners Lunch, a little more civilized and plenty of docking here for this group. And this is why it's worked out so well for the last 3 or 4 years. You can see now off the dock they have several boats rafted, but they still have an entire basin off to the right, which we have permission from the marina owner there to use for these lunch stopovers. So I think that we are going to see continued use of this format for the upcoming November Key West Poker Run this year because we are expecting well over 250, close to 300 teams. So breaking things up into these manufacturer groups, it really gives everybody a chance to kind of have like a mini factory rally inside of the Key West Poker Run. And I think that for our sponsors, this works really well because you still have the magnitude and the excitement of the big event with almost 300 boats and 1,500 registered participants. But it's nice to have a stopover where you can get everybody together here at this one lunch stop and get all the Nortechs over the years, like that big 52 Roadster, every kind of center console imaginable, and then of course those two Flyers, 46 Flyers that are here with us. And in some ways, of course, this is also a Mercury Racing showcase with all of those Mercury Racing late model outboards, a lot of 500Rs, which I was really surprised to see since they only launched that motor back in June earlier in the year. So here we are, fast forward to November, and we've got, dozens of these new 500Rs on so many different models of Nortech. That, of course, is the Nortech 400 Super Sport that was featured at the Mercury Racing launch of the new 500 back in Charleston. And it will continue to be the mascot for Nortech to feature this new outboard model. Lots of cool stuff happening here at Sundowners, though. It's in a great location at mile marker 104. So that means that after the lunch stopover, these guys have about a 2-hour ride to get to Key West, and a beautiful day for it. We're going to take a quick break. At the beginning of the show, we introduced all of our series sponsors, but in addition, we had these feature sponsors join us for Key West. These are Adrenaline Powerboats, Dirty Money Racing, Double R Performance, Grove Harbor Marina, GSX Powerboats, Hydra Thunder Rentals, Legend Marine Group, Marine Technology Inc., Nextera Energy, Ox Diesel Outboards, Palmetto Yacht Management, Renegade Powerboats, Statement Marine, Superior Communications, Unique Custom Marine Vault, Wilson Custom Marine, and Wozencraft Finance and Insurance. We could not produce the Key West Poker Run at the high level we do without the support of these sponsors, so we want to thank them dearly. And we have wrapped up most of our lunch stops now as we're back up with the helicopter through the Upper Keys, catching up with a lot of the boats as they make their way down through this 100-mile trek from Key Largo down through Marathon and on to Key West. So let's catch up to some of our club members as they make that ride. And our first team is going to be Tom Toto, a team all in again, 42-foot MTI from New Jersey. We've got, along with Tom, we've got his son Alex, Doug, David, Joel, Rick, and Joe Calabro all on board. They enjoyed riding down with another MTI rode with them. That was Pete Mazzo's crew and another 42 MTI center console. But nice to see these guys come back. They're here year after year. I think Tom's been in the club for well over 2 decades and owned a lot of different boats over that period of time as they make their way down here through this offshore leg from Marathon heading to Key West. A little bumpy out here, but you can see they just got the boat on cruise control, just crushing through these waves and enjoying this beautiful day in November. Told us in their video bio they really liked the Hyatt Centric Hotel in Key West where they stayed, and they enjoyed staying at the Key West Bight Marina, where apparently Olivia, one of our staff members there, was extremely helpful to them. And one of those many Nortechs that were enjoying that lunch stopover at Sundowners was Greg and Raquel Tolson from Tampa, and they are Team Power Trips. It's a Nortech 340 Sport with triple Mercury 350 Verados, and they are very supportive of the club. They do the Tampa event many years now. I can't even count how many times they've done that event. And before the Nortech, it was a SUNSATION 32 that Greg brought on all the runs. Down in Key West, they said in their video bio, they really love the Ocean's Edge Resort. It was a great experience, especially because they had their boat docked right outside their room. And thanks to Greg for the kind words, saying that the FPC staff did an amazing job, that everything was very well coordinated. Thanks, Greg, and thanks to your team for joining us. And now catching up with the Performance Boat Center crew, starting off with Brett Menier and his first mate, Caitlin Crystal. They're running down in this 32-foot Sensation as one of their demo boats that's going to be on display in Key West. I think that Brett was going to be riding with Brett Medley on the new 42 Performance Cat, but hey, somebody's got to drive all these demos down to Key West. And here's the big sister ship to that 32. This is the 40 Sensation CCX. Another Performance Boat Center entry, Jeff Corbell at the helm with his first mate Jennifer and their crew riding along. This one's powered by triple Mercury Racing 450Rs. And just another one of the many boats that they're going to have on display down there. I believe that we saw Mark Waddington in the previous couple of episodes driving down a 42-foot MTI. Of course, performance boat center dealers for MTI, SUNSATION, as well as a number of other brands. And of course, they are one of the leading performance boat brokerage outfits throughout the country. So they've got some very high-end used boats in their inventory, both in the Lake of the Ozarks location as well as their Fort Lauderdale location, which, by the way, they're in the midst of moving into right now, moving from their Hollywood location to their new big 50,000 square foot warehouse and sales center near the Fort Lauderdale airport. I just stopped by there the other day. And it's time for another Nortech team and another Greg at the helm, but this time it's Greg Connell from Texas. And this Nortech, well, it's a 390 Sport powered by Mercury Racing 450Rs. And Legend Marine Group is, again, one of our sponsors, and they're going to be displaying this Nortech in the water at the Poker Run Village, and they've got another one that will be on display on land in the village on a brand new Michael trailer. Tremendous representation by Nortech high-performance boats on this Key West Poker Run event. They have won that Manufacturers Cup in previous years. This year, I think they're going to be really a close second to MTI, but of the 35 or 36 Nortechs that are registered, the majority of them are Nortech 390 Sport models, most of them powered by quad or triple Mercury engine setups. But a big shout out to Nortech for having such tremendous success with this Nortech 390 model all these years, introduced back as far as 2012, I believe. Wildly popular model for Nortech, very soon approaching 500 units delivered in just over 12 years. Now let's say hi to Michael Internaucia, who's got himself a fun crew on board today in this Deep Impact 399 model. You can tell just by looking at how strikingly different it looks in design to the late model 399s. This is one of the originals that came out back around 2012. So you can see the evolution of this 399 model, especially with Mark Fisher taking over the company several years earlier. I think the last time we saw Michael on the Key West Poker Run, he's in a 39 or no, it was a 41-foot cigarette. But somebody wanted that boat really badly, so he sold that boat. And this is his old reliable Deep Impact, which has always got him to Key West and back safely, and he seems to be enjoying it. So guys, those of you who love these Deep Impacts, take a really close look at this one because it's the only one in the club that dates back to the early years. And back now to our team introductions now with first-timers Darren and Lana Spradling from Colorado, a long way from home, just enjoying this offshore run in their 37-foot Midnight. Looks like everybody's having a great ride today. Beautiful graphics on this 37 Midnight Quad Mercury Racing 450Rs, and really helping that Midnight Express representation look real good here on this Key West event. They're heading down to Stock Island Village, where they're going to stay for the weekend at Ocean's Edge Resort. Looks like they got a fun crew on board today. Thanks to this team for coming so far all the way from Colorado to join us. And just a reminder to this team and to all of you watching, we at Florida Powerboat Club are mandatory PFDs on all Poker Run events. I see here that none of the crew are wearing them. So guys, need to learn. You want to play with FBC, you got to play by the rules. So next time you come back, let's see those PFDs, guys. And now, finally, we got some time to see this beautiful 41 SD cigarette run. This is Ed Stella from New Jersey. Team name is High Maintenance, and riding along with Ed is our very own John Wittenberger and Miss Natalie riding in this 41 SD today. A very rare model for cigarette when you consider today's production numbers, all the outboard boats, but there's another 41 SD also with 1100s up in the Florida Panhandle that belongs to Jerry Swanson. So we do have two of these in the club, this of course being the newer one. Take a close look at the amazing paint and graphics of this beautiful cigarette. And the boat will be docked at the Key West sponsor dock. So anybody who wants a closer look can show up there at the Conch Republic and check it out. And Ed's other boat that he left back in New Jersey is a classic 1989 or 1990 41 Apache that is in pristine condition. I've seen photos and it is just immaculate. And it's another 37-foot Outer Limits. This one registered to Shane and Vicky Franks. The boat actually belongs to Alex Pratt, and they call it Good Boy Vodka. Of course, we've got Alex racing, but he managed to get down in the boat for this run on Thursday, since they're not racing today. Running nicely in these offshore conditions. Nice air there in this 37-foot Outer Limits. Of course, Shane and Vicky, no stranger to these offshore conditions. They live up by Lake Michigan, where they run a lot of poker runs in their 42-foot Statement Ultimate Team Saddle Up. And a very special thank you to one of our sponsors, SD Marine Group, who have a total of 3 boats registered for the run. One of them here is this 46 Skater, Dave Peterson at the helm. Guys, this is an incredible machine powered by Mercury Racing 1350s. Let's listen in. And let's say hi now to Zach Polsky from New Jersey, Team Mega FLEXIN, another boat that we saw in this poker run a year earlier with its previous owners. But Zach got his hands on this boat after he sold his Midnight Express. He seems to be loving this big 50 MTI Lamborghini green, beautiful graphics, and an outstanding JL audio system on board. In fact, just a couple of months later, at the Miami Boat Show poker run in February, we honored Zach with the Best Audio System Award sponsored by JL Audio. And now a very special welcome to Nick and Heather Mitchell from Massachusetts. In fact, I met them earlier this summer when I saw Nick over visiting with Kurt Watkins at his home when we were visiting in Cape Cod. 43 Solstice model with that Nardo Gray 5 Mercury Racing 450R. So congratulations, Nick. You really stepped up to the plate. You got yourself a nice new Midnight to enjoy with us here on the Key West Poker Run. So thanks for coming all the way from Massachusetts, where back at home, Nick operates a big landscaping company. And it's another beautiful Midnight Express 43 Solstice. And just look at the cool lighting as David Landsman and First Mate Jenny make their way into the Key West sunset on this final leg from Marathon into Key West. Remember that it is late in the day, and November sundown is usually around 5:30 p.m. So now, if you're running in the late afternoon around 3:30 to 4 p.m., you're going to get that low sun right in your eyes as you're heading into Key West Harbor. But if we can get a little sun on the hull sides of this Game Changer, you'll see that this Lamborghini styled, this Lamborghini color rather, with the SV style graphics really makes this a Lamborghini themed boat in every way. And at this time, David had another Midnight Express ordered to be delivered just in time for the Miami Boat Show 2024. Different colors and different theme altogether, but of course staying with the Lamborghini idea. So yeah, once again, David Landsman enjoying this poker run on this beautiful Thursday afternoon with his crew, enjoying the Key West poker run. Of course, we support David and his entire team on the Baltimore poker run. They call it the Rock the Bay poker run in late June, and I know that a lot of our FPC members will be in attendance. And it's another team from Maryland, first-timers here on this Key West poker run. This is Cody and Haley Wood. They're from Maryland with this 42-foot MTI team MOVIN weight, 5 Mercury Racing 450Rs. I love the paint and graphics. And welcome, guys, to your very first Key West offshore poker run. It just so happens we're going to see this boat at the sponsor dock at the Conch Republic Seafood Company, where I do recall we may get into some stereo wars with some of the other boats, including the Concept and the Midnight Express. But of course, that's the way we roll in Key West, guys. It's a little loud because we're a little proud. We love our new boats, and we love putting on a show at the Key West sponsor dock every year. And as I mentioned earlier in the show, a tremendous representation from the MTI brand here on this Key West run. We can't say who the winners are yet, but we'll have presentations in a future episode with feature coverage of this Key West Poker Run 2023 edition. And it looks like we've got our Chicago transplants riding together today. Off to the far left, that's Mark Berman and his Sunseeker, Bam Marine. Originally from Chicago, now based in Pompano Beach, Florida. And riding right alongside that Sunseeker, Michael Friedman, another Chicago native who now resides in Fort Lauderdale, or has for as many years as I've known him, and a strong collector of the Apache brand. This is his 41-foot Crazy Horse, which stays at a warehouse in Fort Lauderdale. And some of the other Apaches he owned was Jester, which was very popular with the club back in the 90s. And many of us don't know it, but he also owns a 47X race boat, which he calls Paleface. And back to another late model cigarette. Well, it doesn't get much more late model than this. This is Paul Eisen with his first mate, Tiffany Crawford, on board. Team Liquid Assets, they're from Kentucky, and it's a brand new 2024 42-foot cigarette, Auroras. And many of us who attended the Fort Lauderdale Boat Show would have seen this exact boat. It was on display for cigarette on the performance dock. So they just got the boat out of the show a few days earlier in time to make the run. This one's powered by Quad Mercury Racing 500Rs, and it will be their demo boat for the next several months as they introduce their new dealership. They will be selling the cigarette brand as well as GSX powerboats in the Kentucky area where they're from. They're going to introduce that dealership in summer of 2024 at the Catawba Cannonball Poker Run event. Well, guys, we know how much you love the eye candy with the Florida Powerboat Club, but we're going to give you some nice ear candy, too, as Karsten Melcher in Team Germany lights up his DONZI 38ZR competition. He's got big Teague engines, and he knows how to run this boat. Extremely balanced machine, and he's just going to eat up this water as he heads into Key West. Let's listen in. And it's another one-of-a-kind boat. That's because it's purely pleasure with Jerry Herson at the helm, his first mate Barbara riding along. Purely Pleasure is a 46-foot Nortech flyer model, which I believe is going to become more and more popular in the next couple of years just because of its open cockpit styling and, of course, its high-performance features like 5 Mercury Racing 500Rs. Jerry and Barbara joined us in this very same boat earlier in the year as they went over to the Bahamas with us, visiting Bimini and on to Paradise Island and Nassau. And at first glance, you might think we're back with Paul and Tiffany, but no, this is a 41-foot Nighthawk, not the Auroras, and it is Gregory Moppert from Delaware. Quad Mercury Racing 450Rs and team have MURCI. And she seems to be doing just fine with one of those Mercury Racing 450s tilted up. May have been an overheating issue, maybe a propeller issue, but clearly it is not slowing them down. They've got the one engine tilted up. They still have three, lots of horsepower to push this big 41-foot Nighthawk through this chop as we head closer to Key West. It's their second year in a row for this 41 Nighthawk. They won Best Paint and Graphics the previous year. And representing the factory team from Nortech High Performance, John Mahalik from Cape Coral. He's got Niels Johnson, co-founder of Nortech High Performance, riding on board, as well as a big team, big crew on board today in this 46-foot flyer. Another team that's got one of their outboards trimmed up for some reason, maybe an overheating issue, who knows, but look at this. They're maintaining great speed. Look at this crew as they're just having a fantastic ride today. Heading into Key West. One of the features of this boat that you can't see right now is the retractable hardtop that comes up with one push of a button. Well, guys, we just hit the 30-minute mark, and that means we're going to have to sign off for another episode. But the good news is we've got continued coverage of this Key West Poker Run 2023 edition with at least 3 or 4 more episodes. So we just passed the halfway mark. You don't want to miss another one of these shows, so be sure you hit that subscribe button and click the notification bell so you'll get an update every time a new episode is released. Be sure to check out the website at flpowerboat.com for all of the details about upcoming poker run events in 2021, as well as membership information. You can follow us on Facebook at Florida Powerboat Club and on these Instagram pages. Thanks to all of our viewers for your wonderful comments on our page, and you guys know who you are, and I really do appreciate that. But if you have questions or comments you want to direct to me specifically, please use my personal email at stu@flpowerboat.com. I check that daily, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. We're going to sign off for now. This is Stu Jones along with our producer Ryan McCoy in the Pompano Beach studio. Have fun out there, guys. Be safe on the waterways. Wear your life jackets when the time is right, and always respect your fellow boaters. Bye for now.